All right, so I'm going to talk to you guys for a little bit about some different ways to occupy your time. As an occupational therapist and someone who studies the science of occupation, we look at a lot of different ways to maintain activity, even through disease or disability or a worldwide pandemic where it kind of locks us down to our house or within small realms around our home. I have a couple objectives that I would like to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to briefly cover the social distancing guidelines. My presentation is around or revolves around the need for staying distant. And I know Dr. Abner is going to talk more about this in a little bit, but we're just going to briefly talk about that. I would like to talk about some activities that promote brain health and function specific to being active during this time. And then I'm going to give you examples of ways to stay active. A brief outline, we're going to talk about healthy eating and sleep, exercise, socialization, the benefits of new experiences, and then hopefully we'll have a couple minutes for question and answer. I hope that this is really ingrained in your head at this point, but if you haven't heard these or if you just need to brush up, it's important that you continue or that you do wear a mask when you're in public, that you're washing your hands for at least 20 minutes routinely. Even if you're staying at home, it's encouraged that you regularly wash your hands, that you avoid touching your face, and when you are around other people that don't live in your home, that you maintain at least a 6-foot distance. So this presentation is developed around this, that we maintain that 6-foot distance and ways to continue to stay active. I would be remiss if I didn't start by talking about how to make sure that our body is primed to be active. A healthy diet and nutrition, along with sleep, are two of the areas that we need to make sure that we continue to engage in, especially during this time, so that our body is ready to be active and is as healthy as possible. A nutrient-dense diet is ideal for your brain health, specifically a diet that's engulfed or has plenty of leafy greens is really important, and a variety of those fruits and vegetables. There is some science that shows that a Mediterranean-style diet is ideal. So those include whole grains and fruits and vegetables. The leafy greens are really good for brain health and growth, as well as seafood, to make sure that we're maintaining that variety and bringing in all the nutrients. Sleep is another area that's just kind of blooming in the literature and the evidence right now. And it's showing that it's a time to cleanse the brain and really clean out a lot of those toxins and to rejuvenate yourself. We know that if you don't sleep or if you're not having adequate sleep, you are going to be much more likely to be sick or have a higher increased risk of death compared to even if you don't eat. Sleep is paramount. We have to make sure that we're maintaining healthy routines. So having that strong routine right before you go to sleep is going to help you fall asleep. Increasing your daylight exposure in the sunlight, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a couple minutes. Limiting your screen time before bed. We know that the world is kind of virtual right now, but we do want to set limits around that, around bedtime. And setting up an environment that's quiet, dark, and cool is going to help you maintain sleep the best. Anxiety is often weighs in on your ability to fall asleep. So maintaining these areas are going to help you decrease that anxiety as well. So once your body is set with the fuel that it needs through food and the rejuvenation through sleep, it's really important that we maintain a sense of exercise in our bodies every day. Ideally, the CDC recommends that everyone gets 150 minutes per week of aerobic exercise. And when we're talking about aerobic exercise, on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is working hard, or 0 is not working at all, and 10 is working as the hardest you ever have, we want you to shoot for a moderate intensity level. So that would be like you give it a 5 or a 6. You breathe a little bit harder, and your heart is racing, or not racing, but it's beating a little bit faster. And you'll notice that you can still talk, but that you aren't able to sing. You're going to have to catch your breath if you really start to sing more or talk faster. You can also hit a vigorous intensity activity. That's going to be rated as a 7 or 8. I listed some examples of specific ways to incorporate aerobic exercise right now if you can't go to the gym or while maintaining social distancing. Walking and jogging are some of the best ways, especially as our bodies continue to age. The walking is paramount to keep your muscles strong in your core and your legs, and it enhances balance as well. Cycling, hiking is a great one as it starts to warm up, and we have beautiful areas to hike in Kentucky, and the parks are starting to reopen now. Dancing, lawn care is another great one. If you have the equipment and the need and your body is able to get through that, pushing a lawnmower throughout your yard, especially if you have a couple hills, is a great aerobic exercise. Exercise videos, boxing, tennis, anything that you can do outside is going to be ideal as well. We know that this virus is going to dissipate the most if you're exercising outside. So even if we always have to maintain these social distancing protocols, but once you're outside, you're going to have the added benefits of being out in the sunlight, the naturalistic exposure, as well as maybe possibly a decreased risk of contracting the virus with the social distancing. In addition to aerobic exercise, we need to make sure that we're strength training 2 days per week. And at home, if you have resistance bands or hand weights, that's great. Weight machines are another great option if you have that. I don't know how many people have weight machines sitting around in their basement or in the garage, but you can also grab a bottle of water or some canned goods, like canned peas or something like that, and that's going to give you some resistance to really work on exercising. You can lift it straight up, you can do bicep curls, you can do lots of different things. Body exercises are another great option. So doing push-ups, lunges if you're able to have that balance. And if you can't just do a lunge without holding on, feel free to hold on to a chair or the counter. Squats really maintain core strengthening as well. Yoga and Tai Chi and heavy gardening can also be some resistance training and building those muscles. It's really important anytime that we are strengthening our muscles that we stretch before and after to help reduce the acidity and maintain the elasticity and strength and versatility of your muscles. In another area, socialization. We know that socialization is key in reducing anxiety and stress. It alleviates some depression, but it's a little bit tricky when you're doing it while distancing. And I've heard some people say it's not social distancing, that it's actually physical distancing, which I kind of like better. But it really highlights, ignites, excites different parts of your brain. So this is something that we need to make sure that we're paying attention to. Some different actual avenues of socialization right now. Calling someone, even if it's once a week, once a day, 10 times a day, as long as you're talking to someone and interacting and having that emotional connection, that's going to be ideal. Another area that I haven't heard a whole lot of excitement around lately is pen pals or writing letters. And they say that there's minimal risk of sharing the virus through paper at this point. So writing your friends a letter or any of your family, I think that's another great option. Video calls, kind of like what we're doing now, but over the phone, or you could use Zoom as a platform, I guess. Book clubs, doing that virtually. Digital games, so gaming online trainings and webinars to make sure that you continue that learning and that you're engaging with other people, and virtual support groups. It's been really interesting to see how many different places that we are changing and adapting and really stepping up to par for the socialization. So I want to make sure that you guys are really enriched and realize that in order to stay healthy and active, we have to include other people in our lives right now. Another area that is one of my favorites is enriched environments and neuroplasticity. So we know that regardless of how old you are, even what disease that you might have in your brain, the brain always has the ability to grow new cells and new connections and new pathways. And so I want to make sure that as you are isolated to your home and you might kind of be stuck in the same day in and day out routine, that we are also incorporating ways to continue to build the brain and work the brain in exciting ways to help it function and to stay as active as possible. I have several different areas for you all to consider on ways to maintain this enriched environment or enriched experience. One of the things that I like is to travel outside of your routines. So or your routine routes. If you are driving and if you are able to get out, take a different road or a side road to kind of encourage what does it look like if you go this way, or how does it feel if you aren't constantly following this automatic routine of turning left and right and things like that. And if you are not driving, but if you like to walk outside, how about you take a different path or different side road or something like that, as long as it's safe and you feel comfortable that you can navigate your way back. Well, try something that's outside of that natural movement within your environment. Learning a new skill, such as a new musical instrument, juggling is an easy one that you can do if you have a couple balls or even scarves at home. That's a fun one. Learning a new language is an easy one to do while you're at home. Digital design, this is something that I've kind of dabbled in the past few weeks. And if I'm communicating with people digitally, how can I best design that platform? So it's an exciting area for you to kind of try out as well. And learning how to dance is another great example. We can go on and on about all the new cool different skills that you can try while you're at home. If you have any ideas, feel free to pass them my way and I'll continue to share that. Non-dominant hand exercise is another good option. And when I say exercise, I don't mean that you're actually strengthening your hand, but I mean that you just hold back your dominant hand and then you try to do whatever you usually do with your non-dominant hand. Is it writing, feeding, zipping or unzipping, opening and closing? Our brain is so used to the normal routine of using our dominant hand. As soon as we shut that hand down for just a little while, it really is going to incorporate new ways and new connections across the brain sides to really strengthen. It's called the corpus callosum, but it helps the body integrate from side to side. It helps regulate our balance and things like that. So it's a great option. Reading fiction and being creative. So creating artwork or sewing. I really like that people are making masks. I think that's a great option to really give back. So anything that you can do that's thinking outside of the box and imaginative or innovative is going to be really beneficial as well. I would like to spend a couple minutes also to talk about mindfulness and meditation. There's increasing literature that's showing that meditation, I'm going to consider meditation as cognitively active, not physically active. So it's still within the realm of staying active. That even 12 to 20 minutes a day for a few weeks can significantly change the brain structure with meditation and mindfulness. It significantly can reduce anxiety and stress. And it can actually increase the volume and density of your hippocampus, which is the area that controls memory and things like that. So by engaging in mindfulness and meditation, we can excite the brain, we can grow new brain cells, and it's specifically targeted in an area that as we get older, we want to help preserve and keep healthy for as long as possible. Mindfulness is something that I really find interesting. I am a big believer in sensation and how engaging or taking in sensations from our environment can change our behavior. So with mindfulness, we're really paying attention to how those sensations feel. What do things sound like as they come into our body? What does the sound of our breathing feel like? And how can that help regulate our thoughts and processes? So if you want to, I'm going to have about a 4-minute meditation. It's called a body scan. And a body scan meditation is a great way to be mindful, to think about the sensations coming into your body. And again, it's proven in the science to increase your brain strength, brain health, and connectivity. So if you want to participate, by all means, please do so. If you don't want to participate, it's only 4 minutes. We can get through it quickly. So with that said, I'm going to invite you all to find a comfortable spot and close your eyes. I'm going to slow down my voice and I'm going to slow down my breathing because I tend to get really excited about things. So as we sit here and we get comfortable and close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open if you prefer. But if you do keep your eyes open, maybe soften your gaze and just kind of lean back in your chair. Coming into the stillness and feeling the simplicity of your body breathing. Take in a nice, full, deep breath now. Extending the breath, filling the chest and the lungs, and slowly breathe out. Feeling the sensation of releasing the breath, relaxing outward and letting go. And again, breathing in, feeling the chest and the lungs. Slowly breathe out, releasing, letting go of tension, thoughts, and worry. One more time, inhaling deeply, filling the chest and lungs, and slowly breathe out, relaxing outward, letting go, and allowing the breath now to resume its natural rhythm, relaxing with the inflow and the outflow. Begin to gently scan down the body, starting at the top, relaxing the brow and letting it be smooth, softening the eyes and letting the jaw unhinge. Relax your tongue and let it rest down, letting the shoulders fall away from the neck and feeling the shoulders from the inside out. Feeling a dissolving sensation, like ice to water and water to gas. Letting the hands rest in an easy, effortless way. Softening the hands. Feeling from the inside out, a play of sensation. Continue breathing, letting the chest be open, the heart relaxed, sensing an openness to the chest, softening the belly. Letting this next breath be received fully with a softened belly. This breath, and now this one. Relaxing deep in the torso, feeling the length and the volume, the heaviness of the legs. Feeling the sensations of the inside of the feet, and then widening the lens to sense this whole body as a field of sensation, including the arising and passing of sound. Listening to and feeling the whole moment-to-moment experience. Sensing in a relaxed and gentle way the movement of the breath, this background of aliveness, a body full of sensation, resting in an awake and relaxed presence. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, I encourage you to bring your attention back to the feeling of sitting in your chair and slowly open your eyes. I hope that felt good to you all. I realize in talking slow how fast I was talking before, so I apologize for that. But this was a 4-minute meditation, and science shows that 12 minutes of meditation a day. So this script 3 times a day is going to significantly change and improve how cognitively active your brain can be. We've talked about a lot of different ways to stay active. To conclude this presentation, I really want you guys to take away a few points. I want you to make sure that you're following social distancing recommendations and guidelines. That's to keep you safe. I want you to make sure that you're paying attention to the variety of nutrients that you're bringing in and to maximize the ability to sustain your sleep routines and sleep patterns. That's going to help clean your brain so that you can really energize and fuel your body to be as active as possible. 150 minutes of aerobic exercise is ideal. So, get outside and get moving. Keep walking. It's going to help feed the body and help you stay active. Maintain socialization through a variety of ways. And really, I want you guys to think about creative and innovative ways that you can add new experiences to your day and try new activities. I think I can't recommend it enough that the more exciting things that you do or different things that you do, even if it's a difference in your routine and you're still including all the same activities, It's going to help that brain stay really active and strong.